sedimentation tank. The aerator is where the treatment process starts from first, before it gets to the sedimentation tank. Yeah, this is the aerator.
Oh yeah, we're going down now.
Where being the water passes through filter media, where it now pumped to the clear water tank. It's already clean water that is now being pumped to the overhead tank. The filter gallery, where from here, this is the pump that transfers the water from the filtration chamber to the clear water tank.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This guy too get out. Control.
So sir, this is central control room. The whole, everything is just surface carry. This is some of the pump station. Where these lights here shows that there are two working, one standby. Filter chamber, from the filter chamber to the water tank, and then there's one the highway pump station where it's now pump to the
Questions, gentlemen?
and
Also, you can ask those questions outside.
And also, he checks the pH level, the turbidity level, everything is all here in the central control room. We know. So if there's any problem in any section, we know. Without even knowing.
Good. Young man, how are you?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Son of
You are the control center?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Yes. Okay, let's go out. It's more air outside.
Young man, carry your 70. You want to compare with your camera? Colonial camera. Look down on this. Now let time go now.
Works of the capacity of 15,000 cubic meters. We have two of these. One here, another one in Kasnala. This one is built for 2.5 billion naira, and it's supposed to supply water to the residents of Otukpo and Tobi. Thank you. Otukpo, yes. This is where water is being supplied to Otukpo. So yes, yes,
1,000 cubic meters a day.
Can you satisfy Otukpo?
it's even more than the water demand now. And Taraputu.
Initially it was 5,000.
Yes, in the old water works there is 5,400 cubic meters.
Yes.
Now we have 15,000 cubic meters of water here. We have the same type like this in Kasnala. We built the same time with this one. And it was commissioned the same time by Mr. President.
Correct. Any questions, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Go on. Go on with One Nigeria.
Okay, my name is Martha Gowon from Radio Nigeria. I'm proud to say that I am an indigenous of Otukpo local government area here. I was born and bred here. I want to describe the situation of water in Otukpo. I can confidently say that it's like air in the oven. And I'm surprised to hear you say again that it supplies the residents of Otukpo water conveniently. So please, what do you have to say to that? Otukpo lacks water like air in an oven.
Maybe before we start, maybe this will
I'm Joseph Haji. Radio Nigeria have myself covering this area for some time too. And the yearning of the people is that when will this project end, particularly the pipe distribution, what actually is keeping us waiting from enjoying this facility? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, the lady that asked the question, I doubt if you... You see, the project here was done along with the pipeline distribution. And the pipeline distribution to designated areas has already been completed. And the pipeline, the essence is not to lay pipes to individual houses. The essence is for people to tap from the pipes we have laid into their various houses. These people have refused to do. And for those that have been able to connect water to their houses, they have water here 24 hours. I want to say that. I also reside in Otukpo. I'm an indigenous of this area, right? And I ensure that the governor, cited this project in this place here. So I know what I'm talking about. For you to say that water, the Otukpo lacks water like air, I don't think that's even true.
A follow-up, sir. I'm not satisfied with your explanation. The people, from what we were able to gather, are complaining of water. So whose duty it is it to reticulate or provide pipes for the people to get this water? Because you are talking here as an engineer, but what the ordinary man wants is water.
I'm not an engineer. I'm saying that pipes are being laid across the streets. The pipes that are laid are meant to be connected to houses. It is not our responsibility to lay pipes to your house. If you look at the level line here, it is not the responsibility of power holders to lay these lines to your houses. You are the one that will pay for the line that will be laid to your own house. I hope you are aware of that. But this is water board, and you are supposed to also connect water from the main pipelines we have laid along the streets to your various houses. It is not our responsibility to do that, and you have to be paid to be connected. And this is where water board generates its revenue from. Money has to be generated to enable us to maintain this project.
Sorry, sir, just one more thing.
My name is Emmanuel Dennis. I don't know if the government has done enough in enlightening the people, because without this tour, we wouldn't have known that a project like this is existing here. Now that you have done this, have you enlightened the locals that they could just connect on the main source?
Yes, we've done this through Joy FM, through Radio BENUE. We've been on the radio announcing for the need for people to come and connect this water to their various houses. People have responded. What is the area officer here? What is the area officer? Just come and tell them how many people have responded to your call.
We have over 75 customers on our lines now.
75?
Over.
In Otukpo?
Yeah.
No, 75 out of 1,000, so it's not...
So the response, you cannot see, Honorable Minister, the response is poor. People want the government to also connect this water to the house, which is not supposed to be. This water is meant to be connected to individual houses by the individuals, not by government. We have been able to lay pipes to almost all the streets in Otukpo. And from there, we have made connection points.
Almost.
When I say almost, all the streets in Otukpo are almost covered. There are very, very few streets that they have even written. The contractor has written on the need for us to extend it to those streets, about 10 streets in Otukpo. And we are going to submit that bid to the governor any moment from now. You are from where?
Actually, what the Minister of Resources? Actually, what the... Okay. I'm the youth president of this community. My name is Daniel James. Actually, what the Minister of Resources, Water Resources is saying is, Commissioner of Water Resources is saying is true. Because this pipe, and is expecting individual to tap from the nearest part of his corner. So I see that he is trying and he has played a vital role in the donor.
Minister, the Commissioner for Water in Benue State. Normal police have to take a place because you know the situation, the economy. So you know. In the local area.
Thank you very much for that question. I want to say this here, sir. I schooled in this community, and the school is over there. And before we get water, then we were using this old water works. Before we could get water to that school, students were made to lay that line from here. This is on my first principle. To lay this line from this place here, students worked on the line on their own.
The principal commissioner.
So we did this line on our own to that school. This was done by the school authority, all right? And so the responsibility of people now is for them to lay, these lines are all laid very close to individual houses along the streets of Otukpo. So it is left for you to tap. It's not the responsibility of government to tap water to your house. I mean, it happens. Power holdings, you go to power holdings today, you pay for them to connect light to your house. So if it happens in power holdings, why must it not happen in water? Last question.
Thank you, sir. Please, don't you think people are adamant because of the subscription fees? How much is it, please?
Well, we have our connection rates. What is the area officer of water board? We have our connection rates, and it's a law that has been passed by the House of Assembly. So
the connection rate is not much. It's about between 15 and 25,000, depending on how long your listing is.
So, depending on the size of the pipe and the length of the pipe you want to use. And this is the law that is being passed by the House of Assembly. It's a revenue law that has to be implemented. And so most people that need water connected to their houses must pay this for the water to be connected. So we can understand that maybe it is because of the... Every month it depends. It depends, ranging from 500 naira.
No, it's between 1,000 and 1,500, depending on consumption.
Maybe, sir, our principal, whether you have something to...
No, the letter I have to say is that Otobi case is quite different from Otukpo. Here we get water free. And then the pipe is, the pipe connected from here to Otukpo, we are allowed to tap to our own various compounds. It's not the duty of the water board to lay pipe for us to take water to our houses. Otukpo is a metropolitan town now, and as such, individuals cannot be given water as they did in Otobi. So individuals now, we have to lay pipe from the main line to their various houses. That's what is happening in Otukpo. If you go to Otukpo now, 3-4 streets pipes are being laid, getting to the nearest, to the people farthest from the main line. Job is being done. If you go to Otukpo now, you watch in most of the big streets, you see people walking, digging and laying pipes. Thank you.
Honorable Minister, the government has also directed us to construct a new overhead tank in Otobi town here, and a new reticulation outside the old one that we have here. The contract has already been awarded. Thank you.
Well, what is most important to me is that this water works is now ready. We're not talking about how the meal will be served. It's cooked now. Because if it is not cooked, all this one we're talking here will just be a waste of time. So how to share it is the major issue now. How to serve that meal that has already been prepared by BENUE state government. It's a good medium-sized water works. I like it. I've seen the quality, and I think this is a good job. It's a very good job. Rural water schemes are very important to serve communities. What I would say is that, Commissioner, you still have to sit with your people. You still just have to sit with them, because ultimately, if more people do not connect, you won't make the revenue. The revenue is going to come over a stretch of time as they pick water and as they take water and pay. But if the connection is going to disconnect a number of people from water supply, then the ultimate objective will be defeated. I'm not going to say anything beyond that. I think there is still a need for a process of dialogue between the water consumers and BENUE State Water Board. Let them dialogue and see the best option of ensuring that more people access the water from Otobi Water Works. 75 houses in Otukpo would be like a drop in the ocean.
That is the new water works. We have the old water works and we have the new water works working simultaneously. So the old water works are connected to almost all houses. People want the new water works to be connected to their houses because they are short of even having adequate water. So for those that can access the new water works, they are talking about the 75 people, not residents of Otukpo.
Which is, water won't be seated here, you'll be treating a lot of water every day. So if you don't use that capacity, it is a waste. The chemicals you are using here the volume of work, the power you are using to power this plant, if that water is not used, it's expected that every liter of water that you process here should be used immediately. If it is not being used, the objective is defeated. And you know, they say the customer is the king. You know, in this commercial time, the customer is the king. So if you do not persuade the people to be hooked onto this water, it will be a problem. I think there is still a need. What I have seen South Koreans do when they brought out BENUE, the Chinese are still here. They're also doing the same thing. You know, they will bring a car very cheap when it is new. They say, just buy, you know, even if you have 30% of the just paid, no problem. Then they take their money through spare parts. You know, maybe it is... You think that the car is cheap, but... yeah, so they said, it costs to maintain this car. Hey, but it was cheap at the beginning. Let me tell you what you could do, maybe when you dialogue with your customers, is that you bring down the cost of connection and then increase the cost of monthly rate and recover your money over a stretch of time. It's a business strategy. Head or tail, they will still, you will still gain. Everybody will gain. But if you allow the connection to stop because some people feel it is too costly, the purpose will be defeated. You can still spread that cost for customers to pay over time. I believe the government can do that. That's possible. But for citizens, the period where you wanted free everything is behind us, because it will not work. People must pay for a good service rendered. And water is the most important thing to life. So water can be passing through the front of your house and you are not using it. So I believe that the people of Otukpo, with greater education and dialogue, that's what good governance is all about. When you dialogue, that's what we are doing. When you have a dialogue with the community, you will find a common ground. Once you find that common ground, the solution will come. But if everybody is talking from his own end of the street, then you will not have a solution to it.